All right. Welcome everybody to the Newton Planning Board meeting. It's September 9th, 2025. We will start by saluting the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay,
And we're on.
we are off. So we should have a relatively light meeting today. So we have one item for public hearings. We have J.W. LeClaire Realty LLC, tax map 11, block 7, lots 13. It's a minor site plan change of use. If you guys want to just start by, you can head up to the podium and tell us a little bit about what you're looking to do, and we'll go from there.
So we purchased 26 and 28 South Main Street from Ralph Estabrook recently. The plan is to hopefully open up our plumbing and heating business there. Right now, we're operating out of the house, and we'd like to move locations. With the house, we're hoping to just do what Ralph did and just rent it out.
I'll make a motion to take jurisdiction.
Second. We don't have anyone on Zoom, so all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I guess we'll start it off. Does anyone have any immediate questions or items for concern? Do you want to?
I just have a couple just to sort of, and I'm gonna kind of do this with the checklist that you filled out just for ease and clarity.
Sure.
I will note that I gave all of the planning board members a aerial photo from the Newton GIS, just so you can see the site. You did provide a floor plan, which is great. This is just to, check some boxes about some of the components that are required. So that's sort of what number one is. You did provide a floor plan. Number two is about toxic, flammable, combustible, existing restricted materials. Thank you for providing the list, the location. Question about the gas tank and oil tank. I'm assuming that the oil tank is for heating the structure.
In the boiler room, the oil tank is.
Okay.
Yep.
Can you talk about the size of the gas tank and oil tank that are outside the structure? How many gallons is it holding? Or do you are you actually storing fuel in there? I understand the tanks are already existing.
So I do not know how many gallons they are.
Okay.
I apologize for that. We will figure that out, but I did not get into that yet. But they're holding diesel. One of them's diesel, one of them's gasoline. Ralph used to sell to the public. We're not trying to do that over there. We just want to use it for our fleet. So that's the only thing we're really going to do with that over there. And then the only other thing on the map was the dirty oil tank. I kind of kept something going with Ralph where he can use one bay for a while, and when he does his oil changes, he just wants to put it in there and he disposes of it like he always has.
I do think just for the planning board that a condition of any approval for the change of use is that no sale of any diesel or gasoline can take place. So you can still use it for the business, but it is basically a prohibition, on like it being a retail kind of sales, because that's a whole other level of review.
Yep.
That would be required.
Yep.
So that would be just a recommendation when we get to that.
In the future on that, if there ever was a time that we did want to do that, what would you do at that point? Another change of use?
So that process would very likely necessitate a site plan, or amended site plan, which is significantly more complex than this application. It requires a lot more information, requires definitely surveying and engineering review. So
Yep.
you'd still come before the planning board, but that's what that process would look like.
Okay.
And
Not-
anything that you get approved for tonight or going forward, if you change anything, you have to come back.
Sure.
So we'll get to things like hours of operation in a minute, but
Just kind of speaking on that, is there any, so we obviously recently looked at groundwater.
Yep.
Are there any concerns on kind of where that is located based on?
So if this was a new proposal, then those regulations would apply. Because this is already existing tanks,
Right.
Right,
there is no additional requirements put on it.
Right.
Sort of-
But to change, modify, move, anything like that?
Yes, to expand, if you wanted to get an additional tank, you would trigger a conditional use permit under the groundwater protection zoning ordinance that was
Okay.
adopted this past.
I don't foresee that happening. I don't foresee us selling gas to the public either, but just want to know my options.
Right, even though he's using these for his own use for his fleet, what about like, how does it work with inspections and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Like
there's-
normally with a gas station,
The inspection component still falls under state law. That would
so
still be
whatever the
applicable.
state law is, that's what he has to follow?
Yeah, I believe it's significantly less than for like a retail company. I'm not sure of the exact frequency
Right.
offhand.
Right.
However, we're not, that's not our business. Our-
Right.
Understood.
No, I'm just wondering, I just didn't know how that worked with those tanks, that's all.
is everybody knowing that this is where Estabrook's Garage is? That's what this building is? That he's moving into? Okay,
I got my truck inspected there last year.
so did I.
I'm sorry, no more inspections. You're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Well, there's not going to be any more inspections anyway.
That's right, I think,
So those tanks, are they above ground or in ground?
They are above ground. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Very easily inspected, thank God.
Yep.
That's not, okay.
I think that was one of the concerns that everybody was wondering.
It was everybody's concern.
Yeah, for replacement purposes in case after so many years by law.
Yeah, we had to
And
get them
whatnot.
inspected. The bank just wanted, that was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Before we got the
Nothing
loan.
encased in concrete anywhere or anything like that?
I'm sorry?
Is there anything encased in concrete underground anywhere?
I think they took them out, but again, I'd have to talk to Ralph about that. I did not dig into that. I'm sorry. I will get on top of that as well. New owner here, sorry. Still working the kinks out.
normally.
Imagine when he swapped those out and put them above ground, those other tanks had to have come out, I would think.
Yeah.
That's usually what they do.
When I looked at the EPA before, they were
They did
Yeah.
take them out? Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Fairly standard
Yeah.
requirement. Yeah, for the use of those tanks. So going down, are you intending on having any vehicles idle on the site?
No?
Adequate off-street parking, so how many vans or vehicles do you expect to be parked at the site at any time?
There could be anywhere from, 5 to 10 right now. I hope to grow at some point, so it might increase a little bit.
The thing to note is that,
Can you go up to the mic, just so, yeah. Introduce
This
yourself.
this is my wife, Christy.
Hi, I'm Christy Leclerc. The vehicles they're in and out, right? So the vans are parked there at night, and then they're gone. And then in the morning, the guys, I say guys because it's mostly guys, they come and they park there. So it's not like there's this huge volume of vehicles.
Yeah, they'll be in the morning for about an hour. They'll be there while we're loading up, and then they swap out, and then their cars are gonna be parked there.
They just bring their personal vehicles to work and take the work van.
Yep.
Yep, exactly. So it's kind of a swap out, same amount of cars during the day. Right now, we have 3 vans, so that's what you'll see parked out there.
So I'm just asking this for record and due diligence. There is sufficient space on the property for that number of vehicles to park and be off of the public street.
Oh, plenty, yeah.
Yeah. And then some.
Right,
Yeah, like I said, I'm to some degree checking the boxes just.
Sure.
right.
No other minor site plan has been submitted in 3 years, so that one's not applicable. Other than the existing tanks and the parking, will any operations be taking place outside? Or any storage of anything?
No, nope, I hope to store everything inside. There might be a water heater temporarily on the backside, but it'll all be hidden from view, until we get a couple together, then we take them down to the salvage yard all at once.
Generally, this board for that kind of operation has
Okay.
I would suggest that that be a condition.
Right.
I think in reality, you have to put something there for a few hours that likely isn't going to trigger a problem, but, not days and days and days and days.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Let's see. Are you doing any processing on site?
As in,
Is there any kind of plumbing fixtures being repaired, modified at the
no,
business?
nope. We do all of our work at either people's homes or businesses.
Are you emitting any smoke, dust, odor, noise, gas fumes, or lighting, or anything that will not be disposed, and will any of the trash be disposed of in the town trash and transfer station? Or are you gonna have someone come in?
So I was speaking with Casella about getting a dumpster over there.
Okay.
I think we're gonna probably go that route.
Where would the dumpster be located? Oh, sorry, that's very loud.
Probably right where Ralph had his, I would think, because that's pretty close to where everybody can pull in and out pretty easily.
Okay, so on the rear of that parking area?
Yeah, if, I don't know if I don't have a drawing here of the
You can kind of
site.
pick it out on the site.
If this was his building and the main road's here, and this is the parking lot, he kinda had it like right there, off to the side of the driveway a little.
So you're wanting to really keep the dumpster where?
Probably in the same
Okay.
spot it was, yeah, if we go that route, which I think we are.
Okay.
We should spend
prices.
a lot of time at the transfer station right now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't,
So you will have independent disposal of trash and refuse from the site, correct?
yes.
Okay. You guys have a copy of the property assessment card. Right now you have hours of operation from 8 to 4. So when we talk about hours of operation, we like people to think of like, what is the most you might be using? Are there days you might come in at 7 or some of your staff comes in at 7? Are there days you might need to stay later than 4?
Yeah.
What is the biggest window and what days of the week?
So, right now, guys show up at the shop at 7:30. So I assume that's what we'll probably keep 7:30. I work, I never know when I'm gonna stop working.
So 7 to 9, 3 to 5.
Yeah,
That's
You
where
never
the
know.
people are coming in and out mostly. That's when the shifts are beginning and ending.
So the whole thing is that.
Like 7 to 6?
Matter except for the fact that once we set the hours, if you go past those hours and a neighbor complains,
yep,
then the code enforcement officer would have to, and then you would have to come back here to get that adjusted. So what we recommend is that you open that window a little bit to keep yourself covered. So to be able to say from like, say 7 a.m. in the morning till say like 6 o'clock at night, which is very,
that's reasonable. Believe me, if I'm coming home from a late shift, I'm parking that thing and going home.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not making a lot of
And-
noise
And
there.
that's what I mean. So 7 to 6 covers you
It should,
and
yeah.
all of that.
I think that's fair. Yeah, thank you.
So we'll adjust the hours from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m.
And do you want 7 days a week? Do you want that as an option?
Unfortunately,
The business kind of dictates that, I would assume.
You never know when that 911 call comes in.
that's right.
Always at 9:30 at night.
All right. Abutters were noticed. Robin took care of that. So I actually don't have any other questions other than those couple of conditions if we get to that point, but that's the end of my.
The only thing I was going to ask is, you did say that you were going to use the gas pump that's there to fill your trucks, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. Because it's not like you were putting anything more hazardous than it was already in a gas station.
If anything, probably a little less, I would
Right.
think, yeah. And there's definitely gonna be a lot less noise during the day, a lot less traffic in and out. I would think,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Anybody else? Wait for Jen for her.
Well, you guys technically have to open it up to public comment. I do understand there's not a lot of people here.
At this point, I will open it up for public comments.
So,
At this point, I will
cricket,
close it for
That
public
cricket in the
comments.
back row doesn't count.
All right, so my recommendations for conditions of approval are that no retail sales of fuel occur on site, no outside storage of any materials, and hours of operation should be from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 days a week, and that all local, state, and federal permits be received as applicable. So that you will need to go talk to the building inspector and the fire chief, who may need to sign off on a few things.
Okay.
So those are my recommendations for a condition.
Excuse me, do we need to add no selling of gasoline?
That was the first one, no retail sales of fuel on the site.
Okay.
So I will make a motion to approve with Jen's
Recommendations?
recommendations, yes, thank you. Couldn't think of the word.
I'll second that.
I
All
was
in
having one of
favor?
those moments.
So seconded, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
10% discounts on your first call. So.
Don't do that.
That was a joke for the record.
So in the next 5 days, you'll get a copy of the notice of decision. It'll have those conditions I listed out. That can be used for going to building inspector, if you need to register vehicles to that location, for registering vehicles. So give us a couple of days and we'll get you a copy. I'll also send an email to your email address. So.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Received that from Robin, who you talked to already, so she'll issue that, and then like Jen said, then you can get all your vehicles registered for that location, and make sure you check in with the fire chief and the building inspector and get them to
Okay,
sign off, and you're all set.
all right, sounds good.
Thank you.
Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Nice to have you in town.
Thank you.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
So moving on to board business. Did we have any board business?
I have just a couple of, I'll say FYIs. I have started drafting a mock-up of the accessory dwelling regulations because under state law, those have all changed. Effectively, they are all by right. I have drafted something that kind of keeps the current parameters, but allows accessory dwellings that are compliant with the state law. I have talked to Sam that if any accessory dwellings come in for building permit review for the interim, because we won't get the zoning ordinance on the books until March, and until we have a draft, to contact me, and he and I can work through sort of if they're in compliance and what maybe needs to happen. So Newton's in the same boat as 90% of towns in that regard. So that's something we're gonna probably talk about at the next meeting or the meeting after that, kind of depending on the agenda. You do have the continued site plan for 125 Development Court on the next agenda. I'm not gonna get into detail, but I will let you know I did talk with Tom and their engineer today. Had about an hour-long conversation. They have certainly made progress. They're making a few more changes, and they're hoping to get that in very soon. So do know that will be coming at some point in the near future, and it is going to be a decent
there-
amount of material.
Is there a day that it has to be in before to make it to that hearing?
We
Or that
were aiming for the 11th.
date? Okay. So essentially the end of the week.
Yeah, the 11th. I think I've got that right.
Is that Friday?
That's Thursday.
Thursday.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, nobody's here on Friday. Okay.
So they're gonna have enough information, so when everybody shows up on whatever that is?
Based on what I saw, I do think that they are approaching a complete application. What I saw today was not quite there, but I think that they can get to that point. I strongly suspect it will take more than one meeting. But that's also, you guys have to judge that. And Mike Vignelli was not able to meet with us today, but they will be sending him materials directly as well. There's some things related to stormwater and detention ponds that also needs to be taken care of.
They have a new company?
It's the same company that, it's Horizon Engineering.
Yeah.
They've been with them for a little while, so.
So I guess my question is that when you see things and if you think that it's not gonna be complete and not good, does it get, do we still have everybody show up? And
At this point, they are on the agenda for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
from today.
we have to, they're.
Yeah, you have to.
Yep,
That's kind of our decision when we continued it. It's like,
Yes. I will say, I think that they have at least, they have a significant amount of things to be able to present. So I don't think that they will request a continuance in 2 weeks. I don't want to speak for them, but based on what I saw, they have made quite a bit of progress.
Fair enough, that's encouraging.
yep, definitely.
But you're saying it may take more than one meeting to complete?
It may.
Yeah.
I mean, if they have stuff to present, even if, like, we can kind of do what we did last time, if there's public there, and maybe there's just a few missing pieces, we could
Gives
still
everybody
open
an
up for public
opportunity
comment.
to ask questions and get up to date.
all right. So at this point, we'll just wait until we'll see what comes before the
Yep.
board.
I mean, I know nothing has been submitted, but I do expect, and I think that that will take quite a while on the agenda.
Yeah.
So just be prepared for that.
All right,
One other thing, everybody should have received a late email today from our town engineer, Mike V, about Bell's Way, about the road conditions and some of the things there. So, according to what he's put in that, it's suggested that we not release that bond for right now, that there's still some significant work that needs to be finished and done before we can release that bond for that road. So we'll have to wait till Mike V does another inspection to make sure that they're in compliance. Because if you haven't seen it, I strongly suggest you just read it to get the information for yourself. And then you'll know what I'm talking about.
Bob, and I did want to ask, because I did read that today, and I wasn't on the board when, I assume that was a development or a plan that was approved with conditions. And now
Exactly,
this
that's
is
the one
filling-
that's up off of New Boston Road.
Okay,
So when a subdivision comes in, or even a commercial site, if they're building a road,
yep,
the road is intended to be built to town standards. In some cases, it will remain a private road, but you want it built to the town standards per the specifications, and that's what Mike is going through and ensuring.
right, but do they come back before us to release that bond, or is that done outside of?
No, they can come back before the planning board to release the bonds.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes a partial bond release occurs, you know, they do 50% of the work. Mike says, yep, they've done that, 50% release.
Okay.
Sometimes happens.
Okay.
before we adjourn here, the acceptance of the meeting, the minutes for our last meeting. So it looks like that was August 12th.
Motion to accept the minutes dated August 12th, 2025 meeting.
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 One quick thing I just thought of,
Yeah.
the Rockingham Commission met the other day. And they're still trying to find $400 million.
Me too.
There's a bunch of projects, a 10-year plan got adjusted. The bridge job on County, was it County Pond? Is that what it's called? Country
Country
Pond
Pond.
Road?
Yeah.
That's still, there's actually, they increased the funds. It must be just for escalations and stuff that they're anticipating. That's still, that is right now it's scheduled for like 2027, I think it is.
Is that by the boat ramp or Pond Street Bridge?
I believe it's Pond Street.
Pond
Bridge.
Street.
On street.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the rail, the
Yeah, yeah, right over
railroad
the road,
one, right?
okay.
Yeah.
Then there was
Thanks.
another one that I saw that I can't remember where it was, that got shoved out to like 2036.
Is it a bridge?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
On the bridge job.
yeah.
So, there's a lot going on with funding and things and money that's
I know they just
So
went
I
through.
knew that, you kind of figured that was gonna happen. The intersections and stuff those were still 25 years out before all this happened, so who knows what's gonna happen with that stuff, but.
What else are they doing by Rose Corner? I thought they were adding more stop
So-
signs.
The utilities,
What we're waiting on is Comcast. Comcast is dragging their feet. The other utilities have put all their wires on the new poles. So we're waiting for Comcast to get their butts there and change the wires onto the new poles so that, they can remove the other poles and then alleviate those islands that are there and make it that true crisscross intersection.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna, I'm assuming, cut down like some of that berm and everything, like that whole thing, it's gonna be,
yeah, you can see it when you're heading, I guess, if it's north or whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it. See how the opposite side of the road is already shut over?
Right, yeah,
So those are
yeah.
gonna end up aligning.
right, because right now, like, I mean, you hear things and people are like, oh, is that all that they were doing? It's like, no, don't worry.
You can't go with what people are saying because they
Right.
really don't understand.
Right.
Like, just like, nobody understands, they do all this work and they leave and you see all the cables hanging there, but
Right.
Comcast, any phone company in Comcast, in the 38 years that I was doing it, they were always the worst. It just takes forever, forever. That job would have been done in probably a month if,
Yeah, it stinks, because if the weather changes, they could have been working on the thing, like, yeah.
Even our road agent, Mike P., said that he doesn't expect that stuff to get done until like June or July of next year.
No, at this point, right? Yeah,
And he said that's being nice.
right.
It's just coaxial
I
cable.
will tell you that Rose Corner was on the state long-term, it's a 40-year transportation plan, it goes out 40 years. It only got onto the 10-year plan about 15 years ago, and the fact that it's even being built is kind of a miracle.
Yeah.
And I think that the reason it got accelerated, and I know that doesn't seem like the right word, but accelerated
Fast
is
track, yeah.
because Newton and Newton State reps at the time and select board advocated for it. So if there are other projects, you actually end up coming through my office and the squeaky wheel
Yeah.
happens a little bit faster. Doesn't mean it's like tomorrow, but
Yeah.
you can shave years off because there is simply not enough.
Instead of
funding.
25 years, it might be 15 or
Yeah.
10.
that's why I asked Dave about a month or so ago about just 108 in general, just
Yep.
the way from in Plastow to East Kingston,
Sure.
just the way it's widened out down in Plastow, total reconstruction, because, I mean, it's gotta get on there now,
Right.
because it's gonna take, like you said, 20 years, 30 years, who knows?
Right. Well, Newton was on the 10-year plan to start with, and then it got pushed out and pushed out and pushed out. So now it's like 15 or 18, something like that.
I mean, it depends on what the project is, but
Problem is too, there's so many structures that are in, that's, so much money needs to be put into structures that, and then you just keep, it's safety, that you gotta keep stressing the safety part of it, and hopefully,
yeah, typically projects only happen for safety if there has truly been a fatality or a
Yeah.
very serious accident, and the more likely something
But
is
this
to be
is,
done.
but that is a very, unless you're used to it,
Yeah.
people
it's
don't know.
tough. Yeah.
Somebody's coming down towards Bear Hill Road, put their left blinker on, it means they might be going left, they might be going straight. You just have to like, look around.
I drive through an intersection on 111 in Derry, and I know on their town boards have been advocating to, I don't even know what they want to do, maybe reconfigure an intersection or put like a light there or something. But I drive it every day, and I'm like, oh God, I hope they don't beat us.
The rotary by the fire station,
Yeah, kind of right near there, yep.
that's nuts. There's like 5 streets coming in and like.
We can keep
nobody
talking,
wants
but
to
let's adjourn the
stop.
meeting here. All right, it is 7:34, and we will adjourn.
34 p.m.
Very good.
Thank you.
Outstanding.